If you want to crown them, then you crown them. In the great words of the late Denny Green, it's all about Howie tonight, baby. It's all about Howie. Birds of a feather, 3-man team, 4 popping on, maybe a 5th, might be a full deck. It's your boy Pete, PY, Jake Frill. Let's go.
Let's go. This ain't the fuck like oh, this thing he stinks.
Oh shit!
It's gone.
What is up, party people? I already did it on the intro, knocking shit down. Look at this. It's been a while since I drove a show, boys, but we're going to get right back into it. It's like riding a bike. So our show tonight is brought to you by, as soon as my producer pops it on the screen, you already know what it is. As Hockey Happy Hour says, defunk your junk. Clean up your yard, really. It's not nice. It's not nice. So we're talking about Manscaped. Get 20% off plus free shipping with the code A2D at manscaped.com. Once again, that's 20% off plus free shipping with code A2D at manscaped.com. It's time to throw out your old hygiene habits and upgrade your life. I mean, literally, bro, like upgrade. Like it's time. These girls look, ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time to be Crocodile Dundee through your shit. Nah. Plus, when you shave it, it make it look bigger. You know what I mean?
That's an inch or two. That's what they say anyway. Allegedly.
It's the side mirror. Like, who remembers the side mirror when you look? The object
I feel bad for people who have that issue.
I forgot about the side mirror.
It's all about
not everyone needs the side mirror.
That's great.
Oh shit, PY. Damn. So, boys, how we feeling tonight?
Good.
I'm
Howie's
a rat.
making moves. Howie's not stopping apparently. So feeling good.
PY doing some things over there.
I just want to reiterate that on the last show me and Jake were on, there were Todd, one of our main guys, Todd, was super skeptical and worried and nervous about Howie in charge and shit and making picks. I just want to say I held my own. I stood firm.
You did.
I stood firm. I believed in my man.
Yes. Jake, how about yourself? How's it going, man?
Good. Can't
you got a
complain.
big weekend coming up.
Yeah. Graduation party coming up this weekend, so it's that time of year.
Bro, and that time of year, kids going to school.
Kids going back to school, and my girlfriend's sister just got done. So.
That's crazy, man. Well, best of luck with that short traffic, but let's get into it, man. Enough dilly and dally around. Let's get into that poll question. Let's put it up. Poll question tonight, fam. This has been the best offseason Howie Roseman has had as Eagles general manager / vice president. So second act of Howie since 2016. Mm-hmm. This poll question, I want to see where the fan lands at. Rocking with us on all DSPs, and when you listen to this on podcast, you can still comment and chime in. Let us know your opinion. But Jock Talk with the first comment tonight. Hey guys, how is everyone?
Good.
Doing well, Jock Talk. So who wants to go first?
I'll go first. I mean, it's an easy agree. It's an easy agree. Now, again, on paper, right? We're talking about on paper. We haven't seen what the finished product looks like yet on the field, and I think we'll have a couple hiccups as every team does at the beginning of the year because obviously you can't tackle in practice anymore, which is still insane to me. I don't understand it, but I mean, I get it. You have to protect your players, protect the profit, protect the money. I get it. I understand it. Protect the players that make you a bunch of money, but it's an easy agree. I mean, with all the moves, and I was telling Marcus this, and you can check Marcus out on Thursdays as well before our show, Pro Fan Talk. He does a great job over there. I was telling Marcus, I'm like, I don't think I've ever seen a team, just a team in general, doesn't matter whether it's NBA, NHL, MLB, even for you soccer guys. I've never seen a general manager completely do a 180, not on his views per se, but just flipping the team literally on its head in a good way. compared to where we were at last year and now where this team is at now. If you told me, for example, say if I went in a coma for like, let's say 4 months at the end of the season and I wake up today and they're like, oh, I'm like, okay, what happened with the Eagles? They're like, well, we got A.J. Brown. We got A.J. Brown, Jordan Davis. We got Nakobe Dean in the 3rd round of the draft. There's just so many things that happened this year. And on top of a crazy offseason around the league, it's just insane. I have to agree with the poll. On paper, again, I have to preface, on paper, because we don't know what this team is going to look like yet. But on paper, they look very good. And I have never seen a team add this much talent in just one offseason.
Right. PY, what say ye?
How can anyone disagree? Like everyone was like petrified heading into the offseason, and they're like, oh, we can't get this done. We're not gonna be able to get this done. We need a quarterback, this or that. And it's just like he's gotten everything done, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like you came out in offseason with AJ Brown, Bradbury, Kaiser White, Jordan Davis, Nakobe Dean, Zach Pascal, Chauncey Gardner. You know, you pick up Trey Sermon on the waiver wire. Obviously, you know, that's like a hit or miss thing. Like if he's something, it's great. If he's not, it doesn't really matter. Mm-hmm. And not to mention the fact that going into the next season, you're going to have an additional 1st round pick. It's like the sky's the fucking limit. Like everyone wants to talk about like whether this is the best offseason. Look at what he's done in the last fucking 2 years. Like we were circling the fucking drain. Mm-hmm. It was done. Like remember, we had like a $60 million cap hit because of fucking Carson Wentz. Everyone's like, oh, we don't have a franchise quarterback. We're done. We're over. We're dead in the fucking water.
Mm-hmm.
Because I looked at this, I mapped it. In 2 years, Howie Roseman turned Carson Wentz into Devonta Smith, Zach McPherson, A.J. Brown, Kyron Johnson, a 2023 first, and a 2024 second.
Yep.
What the fuck?
I will say this. I agree to the poll from this is his best off season of strengthening every weakness on the team.
Yep.
Once again, I mean, 2017 and 2018, they won the Super Bowl. So like you two both have stated, on paper, you have to see it. To me, that's still his best offseason because it produced the Super Bowl. Yep. But I was just literally looking at it. I mean, it's literally like Howie this offseason was playing chess and everybody else was playing fucking checkers. I mean, just from the patience, the timing to sit there and let AJ Brown come to him. Know he needed to answer another number 1 wide receiver, a number 2 wide receiver. To sit there to get the 3 first-round picks going into this draft, to be able to turn that into 2, move up and get Jordan Davis, who I don't know how Andre Dillard broke his arm, but if today he broke his arm guarding Jordan Davis, it would not surprise me. I'm just going to say that out there. Mm-hmm. But to sit there and let Nakobe Dean come to him. So he really showed a model of patience to let James Bradbury fall to him, to get Kaiser White, who we'll see, I think is going to have a great impact. And then this week, this fucking wizardry. I don't know.
Oh my god, baby.
Playing Final Fantasy 15, whatever number Final Fantasy they on right now.
69.
Whatever it was, this bitch was Dumbledore. Give me another wizard. I can't even
Gandalf, yeah.
Gandalf.
Merlin,
he was all of them. He was all the bitches all wrapped in one, bro. Like,
let me just say when it comes to Howie, because remember, and one of my followers made a great point. My buddy Lawrence on Twitter made a great fucking point. Everyone and their fucking mother was losing their shit in fucking March because the first weekend of free agency, we hadn't done dick.
Right.
And like you were saying, it's all patient. It's all patience. He allowed everything to fall exactly where it needed to be. And this week is perfect. Right. Look at the Gardner move. Today, Marcus May got arrested for assault, right?
A day after. Yep.
2 years, if that happened, if we wait 2 fucking days to make this trade, that's it. We're done. They're not trading him to us.
Yep.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. So as you can see, we have our 4th member, the 4 horsemen right now rocking with us. Good, my brother. Throw it up. What's up, Money? What's up, Money Nate? How you feeling tonight?
What's going on, baby? What's up, man?
What's up?
Cool, man. So we were talking a poll question. Howie's best offseason / since he's been general manager, vice president, act 2. Agree or disagree? You can chime in, sir.
Good question. Has this been his best offseason? I'm gonna have to agree. I'm actually gonna have to agree to the poll here because I think once Wentz was gone, they like really just retooled. It wasn't like it doesn't feel like a rebuild.
Right.
It feels like a retool, just adding pieces, and they've always been solid. From the inside out, that's an Andy Reid staple, right? Building from the defensive lines and offensive lines and building outwards.
Yep.
And they just kind of just been adding. They hit a home run with Mailata, even though Dillard looked like he might be a real deal now at this point. But, and then just the wealth of him moving and shaking, getting some of those picks, hitting on those picks as well from, Devontae Smith, Dickerson. I mean, I think Howie's in his bag right now. He's striding right now. And
Howie is NBA Jam with the big head right now.
Yes, he deserves the big office if he gets it. So or the bigger office.
He was being petty this week.
Yeah,
I don't care.
I mean, and you look at this roster, man. Like, it's just a combination of like really, really good players. Like, there's not like a lot of like overly bearing stars, maybe Brown, but everybody's on the fringe. Like, everybody's on the fringe of being that next star. Like Goddard, I don't think Goddard's really a star yet. He could be. It looks like he will be, but we have to see it. Right? Hurts, same thing. Looks like it. Has all the traits. Have to see it. Miles Sandals, have to see it. Right? You know what I mean? Like, I had to get Sandals on here. I had to get Miles Sandals on there because he's tight.
Can I have a shirt of that? I would wear that.
Right now. They signed another running back, and the fact that it leaked that they were trying to trade for him just kind of shows you. The offensive line, like I said, when you look at it, it's really there's not a really lot like it's just like this group of just really good starters.
Yep.
And I think that's a credit to Howie, man. He put it together. He kept some of the veterans that he needed to keep around. We thought about Brandon Graham was going to leave that final year. You see him hugging, giving, crying and stuff. And next thing you know, next year he shows up and has a Pro Bowl year. So I think that's a credit to Howie, man. And I have to agree to the poll here.
So just to echo that, and all three of you can chime in based on what you just said. It's two-parter. 20 months ago, this team was lost. 4-11-1. A week before they fired Doug Peterson, Super Bowl winning coach, interviewing Josh McDaniels. Here comes Nick Sirianni out of nowhere. We had no direction. The Jalen Hurts draft pick in the second round may be a blessing in disguise when it's all said and done. Yep. Nate, you said something very poignant. These stars and these stable that we haven't reached that next level yet. They sniffed it, but they haven't gotten there. They're not considered to be elite. It's different than 2011. We brought in Nnamdi Asomugha. He was already supposedly a lockdown corner. We brought in Javon Curse. Already had a nickname. The Freak was already established. Yep. These guys still want it. These guys still have another level to get to. So for Howie, like Pete said, for Howie to take a look and retool it, and it's really one of those things where he was aggressive, but he was aggressive in the right way. And I'm gonna be honest, a lot of lucky shit happened. You saw it today. Let's get right into it with the Charlie Charner CGJ trade. Like Pete said, Marcus May gets arrested today. If you wanted to make that trade now, you would have to give up probably a second or a third round pick, a day one or day two pick, a high day two pick, or possibly a day one pick. Now look at him. The Saints said hold it back. He's been fucking the Saints all off season.
Really has.
I was actually thinking about that. There are 3 teams that I do not understand, on grace of God, why the fuck they keep answering the phone. The Saints,
block the 215 area code.
So with the Saints, they gave us Gardner, fucking Sproles, Malcolm Jenkins.
Yep.
Dolphins. There's too much to even fucking touch with them.
Yeah.
We don't win the Super Bowl without them. Their dumbasses.
Dude, it's like
and the Vikings.
Well,
After the last time we traded with you, why would you fucking pick up the phone?
I don't know. Anytime we do anything with the Saints, it always benefits the Eagles' favor. There's other teams that
and they still giving up cheeks. That first round pick is going to be great. They are still giving up the cheeks.
Bro, I forgot all about that, bro.
Hey, that's exactly why I posted that in the group chat, because while it's not important, that's going to hurt their fucking defense, and it's just more reasons that are going to make that first round pick fucking sweet.
Well, I just don't like, and I'll get back to the Eagles in a second, but I just don't understand the hype that the Saints are getting. Like, I get that they're talented on defense, but I don't trust their quarterback. Michael Thomas is coming back from what feels like he's been gone for 5 years.
Yep.
And I mean, Chris Olave, I like Chris Olave. I like him a lot, but again, it goes back to your quarterback, and we don't know what their head coach is either. We have no clue what their head coach is.
Who's the OC now?
I have no idea.
Who fucking know? Who fucking cares?
I hope it's somebody from the arena league or some shit.
Right.
If they're expecting Jarvis Landry to be this like the explosive guy he was in Miami, I hate to tell you after someone's watched, because I love Jarvis. He's awesome. Right. Mm-hmm. But here's the thing. He's slow these days because he's hurt all the fucking time. Mm-hmm. And, you know, there's a reason why the Chiefs didn't want Matthew back. So, I'm just saying.
Yeah. Early
I think their passing attack will be fine. I mean, Winston is. It sucks that he hurt his foot early, so you don't know how that's going to.
No,
right. But I mean, he can throw for 5,000 yards, but he can also throw for like 40 touchdowns and 40 picks.
40 picks.
30 and 30. No, 30 and 30.
But I'm saying they're still going to throw the ball. It's not like we're going to see the New Orleans Saints in this whole new dynamic. It's just that Sean Payton was such a beautiful game manager, and he knew how to call plays at the right time when they needed to be called. And he was pretty much a genius. I mean, he had a lot of help, but they like that passing. I'm not really worried about. Like, reports are Michael Thomas looks like Michael Thomas.
Mm-hmm. Did he get hurt again?
Yeah, and that's just only going to help Chris Abele. And then Landry's a vet. Landry's a vet. He'll get open. He's a tough receiver. So
yeah, I like the wide receiver.
I think they'll be better than what we're putting out there right now.
4-11.
But he said 4-11. Holy shit!
The only way they're 4-11 is Desmond Ridder is the shit. I'm telling you that right now.
I think he's good. Pete, to be honest with you, I've been really impressed with him this during the preseason. He looks really good.
Who are you talking about?
Desmond Ridder,
the quarterback for the
right now. He's in Atlanta.
He's in Atlanta, not the Saints.
Yeah, what are you guys saying?
I'm saying for the division. The Saints to be 4-11.
Oh, okay.
For that, so that tells me Atlanta played better than expected, and Carolina played like Carolina.
Who else is in that division?
So you have Tampa Bay, Carolina, Atlanta, New Orleans.
So you guys know
I was nuts on their face.
I do. Obviously I do Money Pot.
Talk your shit.
There's a bet. No, there's an interesting bet that I really want to look at, and I wonder if it's got some legs. There's a bet that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will have the worst record in football, and it's for like $500,000. Somebody put like $1,000 on it, and I thought it was really interesting. I thought it was really interesting because they've taken hit after hit after hit after hit, and I don't know if Tom can throw his way out of this one at 45.
Yeah,
I'm not doubting Tom. If you tell me Tom comes out and throws for 5,000 yards, I would be absolutely like, "Yep, I know." I wouldn't argue it. But if you tell me Tom has a shitty year, they have a shitty team, they don't have, running back looks like shit, offensive line is trash, defense ain't good, I would believe it too. So I thought that was an interesting bet that I saw on the Twitterverse.
I mean, definitely if the injury happens to Tom, or they've been injury bitten already throughout training camp. You know what I mean? Chris Godwin
for first.
Yeah, Chris Godwin coming back from the ACL. Mike Evans, another year older, very underrated. Outside of that, where's the pop at?
Right.
Julio.
They got Julio too. I think, but yeah,
he's older though.
He's washed.
Yeah, he's not washed. He's washed. Real quick, SJM with the comment of the night so far. Howie equals Katrina for New Orleans.
Wow.
That's
wow.
It's fucked up.
It's funny, but it's fucked up.
That is fucked up, bro. So hard to say.
I appreciate the dark sense of humor, but
Yes.
a little heavy.
Yeah, a little heavy. He did say he answered Pete Carmichael is the OC for the Saints. But speaking of the Saints, and we know they kind of been a topic for probably 5 or so last minutes, let's get into this Chauncey Gardner-Johnson acquisition. So essentially, Howie Roseman turned in J.J. Arcega-Whiteside for Ugo Amadi in a 7th into a 6th. And then flipped that and then got Chauncey Gardner-Johnson for pennies on the dollar. Yes, it is a contract year for him. You may have to pay him. But once again, we were looking for a safety. And this kid, I've been on this kid since he came out of Florida. He talks that shit. He's a chirper. He's a thumper. And he's young. And once again, like the theme of the night, this is a guy who hasn't tasted the elite yet. He wants to get there.
Get the fuck out the way.
Be nice to your cat.
2 weeks in a row. 2 weeks in a row.
This cat be like in the way. Like
He's a cat. Cats are always in the way.
Man, after cat, go ahead, Pete. Finish your conversation. Go ahead.
No, so what do we think? How big is this? Does this complete the defense to the point where you're like, okay, this is now a top 5 defense?
I'm gonna say no.
Yeah, no, not
yeah,
yet.
I don't because I don't think their pass rush is good enough yet.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? There's one person you know can get double-digit sacks, right? Because he's done it before.
That's not Reddick, yep.
And that's Reddick, right? And then the way they're using him, who knows how much they're pass rushing him. I think that I like Sweat. I think Sweat is a good player. I think Sweat is a solid starter, but I'm not ready to christen him the next double-digit sack guy just yet. He hasn't sniffed it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? He's not, you know what I mean? He's been progressing every year, but we're on year 5 already. You know what I'm saying? I thought he was kind of a bust in the beginning because even though he was situational, he didn't really use a lot of that opportunity. Now he's going to be a full-fledged starter, but it all starts up front, man, and always about the pass rush. Mm-hmm. All those great defenses that we all know about and top 5 defenses, they lead the leads in sacks. And we got to get home to the quarterback. You know, love Graham. Graham is probably has actually been probably underappreciated, I think, in this city, and underrated as an all-time Eagles great.
Yep.
In my opinion, but you know, that's a bad injury to come back from and expect him to produce
at that age too.
I was just gonna say, like, what, 34, 33?
Yeah, and then Cox hasn't been, you know, Fletch, you know, 5 years.
Yeah, the great Fletch Dini.
You know, Jordan Davis, I don't expect maybe a handful of sacks.
Right.
Maybe sacks that run into him.
Right. Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, people have to understand too. He's not like your typical defensive tackle pass rusher. He's more along the lines of a Vita Vea. He's a run stopper.
Yeah, he's a nose guard.
And I can already see it during the season. We're halfway through. He's like, oh, Jordan Davis, he only has 2 sacks. He's not doing anything. And that's what people are going to look at with Jordan Davis.
Yeah.
Like, listen, it's not all about sacks.
Right. And that's where, like, you talk about Derek Barnett is his lack of production. Why was he even here? We weren't happy when he got re-signed. We understood it. Yeah. But where does he fit in? You know what I mean? Where, like Nate said, where is his pass rush going to come from? Now, I will say this, and then Jake and Pete, you can give me your answers if you think it's enough for the top 5 Ds. I think, Jake, you already answered, but Pete hasn't given a chance yet. But do you think with the back end on the secondary now with the Chauncey acquisition that we may see more cover sacks to where that our secondary, so our back 7 would hide some of that pass rush lack of ability to possibly let our pass rush get home because it may be difficult to throw on this team? Pete.
Yeah. Go ahead, Pete.
I think this defense is going to take it to another level. I never bought into the top 10 bullshit last year. I know a lot of people were like, like what was it? ESP was trying to tell everyone how amazing this defense was last year, which is bullshit. So against teams that were winning, they had 21 touchdowns and 5 interceptions in teams where they fucking in 9 games against teams that didn't suck or that sucked. They had 5 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. Like that's shitty fucking numbers. And they completely revamped the entire fucking defense
Up Tommy.
And they've gotten guys who can go out and get sacks. They've gotten guys who are good in coverage. They've gotten great depth pieces. Even if I don't love Barnett, I don't think you're going to see numbers like that this year where they're getting torched down the field and they're barely going to have any interceptions. Like you're going to get to the quarterback this year. You're going to get sacks, and it's just going to be a completely revamped defense. I'm not worried about Jalen Hurts. I'm worried about fucking Jonathan Gannon.
I'm glad you said that because I was about to take it right there. So as much as we say Jalen Hurts is from this offensive line and the skill positions, the same can be said about Jonathan Gannon. I mean, last year we heard that he was a candidate for some head coaching jobs. So the same way that Howie gave Jalen everything he needs on the offense, he's given Jonathan Gannon the same exact thing. And we really, even though I think me and Chuck are high on Gannon, even that he still has to show it now. And now that you have all the tools that you can ever want to be successful, because last week, this time when we did this show, we was like, I remember Nate saying, and earlier in the chat this week, he said, we don't need to be stacked at every position to be successful. Well, guess what? After the CGJ trade, now you're almost stacked at every position. So what can you how can you fuck this up, Jonathan Gannon? Who this is a 7-leg parlay, 6 legs hit, bitch. Who fucks it up? You feel what I'm saying? You feel what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? So that's where I feel right now we need it. The light is on Jonathan Gannon because of Howie's acquisitions and the personality he has. But even with that being said, I'm thinking they could be a top 5 defense because I think this is a defense with the continuity that can transcend the scheme. You see what I'm saying? They can play as an elite defense despite the scheme. You feel what I'm saying? To where the point where it's almost like that 95 Cowboys team, Jimmy Johnson goes, Barry Switchers come in, Barry Switchers sitting in that bitch and the team is just
someone like Charles Haley.
No, I'm not saying that, not to that level. But I'm saying
95. There's some dogs on that.
It was, but I'm saying I feel like the leadership on this team. It's a great blend of veterans, rookies, and players who are kind of in between. You know what I mean? I don't think, and we've heard Fletcher Cox. For some reason, he's found the fountain of youth again. Like he's been there. He's been working with Jordan Davis. It's got to transcend on the field. We got to see it. But Javon Hargrave, I think his name has been forgotten because you had Jordan Davis. Like this whole trio, if you look at every level of this defense, there's dogs or potential dogs there. Why not
double-digit sacks right there?
You know, why not? Why not now? Why
Who's
not
double-digit sacks guy?
Javon Hargraves.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
How many did he have last year? 8. I know he the first
8.5 last year.
But that came. A lot of that came
early.
First 10 games.
Yeah,
You gotta understand the defense that these guys are gonna be running. They're running a 3-4. So that 3 tech, who's your defensive end, not your stand up, but in the ground. Those guys don't get sacks like that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like they just don't. That's just not how the defense is. The defense is predicated on a 3-4 for your outside linebackers to really go get the ball and go get it. That's where Reddick comes in. That's where I believe they think Josh Sweat can be. And like I said, man, as much as people give BG Graham shit, like in the beginning year, Graham played outside linebacker and it had somewhat success early on. Now, can he do it this year? I don't know. But I mean, we don't know what Gannon's going to do yet.
Yeah.
Right. We just don't know. Like he's going to, from what I hear him say, he's going to play a defense dictated on what the offense is doing. So that could be 3-4, that could be 4-3.
Yeah, it's going to be like a hybrid.
Yeah, it's going to be a mixed bag. But the good thing now is that he has all the pieces to do that.
Right.
Like he has the fortune. He has, he just got this bag of tricks that he can pull out his ass at any time. Shit, he could do a Buddy Ryan 5-2 if he wanted to.
Yeah.
With what they have right now. So, I mean, we just got to wait and see. We can. It's fun to play this game, but at the end of the day, we really got to wait and see.
No excuses for him, though. There's literally no excuses.
And like Tom said, a lot of the pressure's on Gannon this year. A lot of the pressure's on Gannon. It's like you show into the room to take a test. You have the answers right in your hand, and it's just a matter of how you hit.
And the test comes for this defense early. I mean,
no, just let's not get it twisted. Motherfuckers fail open book test.
Yeah.
You know what
I know.
Bitch.
I know.
Yeah.
Open book test, motherfuckers still fail.
Right.
I'm gonna give you this shit.
Don't
Me
get
and
it
my boys when we
twisted.
was younger, we used to play pool without a cue ball, 8-ball without a cue ball, and still be missing shots, bitch. How?
Really?
How you hitting the object ball, still missing shots? So like this, the open book test, you can still feel it. Yes, but week 2, shit get real with an offense.
Yeah.
Kirk can spin it. You now, and listen, that leads me to my next topic. As we acquire, we pick up, we got rid of, we jump, we dropped some baggage. We took a shit with 18. 18's out of here. Jalen Reagor got almost as much for him as Amari Cooper for Dallas. You feel what I'm saying? So first round pick gone, now playing with Minnesota. The irony in that we see them week 2.
Mm-hmm.
What do you, if you take a bird's eye view, what was the Jalen Reagor experiment? And do you think he can succeed in Minnesota?
I think there's less pressure on him. He's playing with 2 like arguably top 15 wide receivers, and that's going to massively help him. Mm-hmm. And he's going to be the number 3 guy. Like depending on who's healthy, he could be the number 4. So there's going to be tons of opportunities for him to succeed. And if anything, Minnesota loves taking Philadelphia's shamble the receivers and turning them into Hall of Famers.
Mm-hmm.
That is true, Chris Carter. So, but what do you feel was there any good Jalen Reagor Eagle moments for you?
Good?
No.
I thought Nate was about to come on. He was like, no.
I think he's gonna be all right in Minnesota. To be honest with you,
Mm-hmm.
I think he'll find his groove out there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think the GM for the Vikings, everybody had a first round grade on him, so it's not like everybody.
Not Marcus
Smith. His talent was a first round talent, so the talent's still there. He's not. I don't think he's washed yet.
No,
some people just take time to develop.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I mean, look at Dillard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Dillard is just coming on. You know what I mean? So I think he'll be fine. The experience here was him. I mean, he didn't do much. You know what I mean? He flashed every once in a while. You saw some highlights in practice. He had some chances last year. I think they were catches that were tougher than the year before that, and he just didn't come down with them. But he's what I call a yard eater. Like when he gets the ball in his hand, he eats up yards fast.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's what you see, the explosion. But it just didn't work out here. He was the odd man out. Like it's not like we're not deep at receiver.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they got some return on him. It's funny how he went to Vikings where Jefferson, where there was the pick we should have picked, and JJ went to Seattle.
Where DK is.
Where DK is, where we should have picked DK.
Howie's a petty asshole, and I love it.
That was definitely done on purpose.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. That was definitely intended. So
yeah, and so like Nate and Pete both said, he's in a good position. Mm-hmm. He's with 2 phenomenal wide receivers in Adam Thielen and Justin Jefferson, so he can learn from both of them. And like Nate said, sometimes it takes guys a while to grow. Look at Nelson Aguilar in his 3rd year.
Still
He
in the
blew
league,
up.
boy.
He blew up, and I mean, is Nelson what he was projected to be? No, but he's a solid wide receiver in the league.
Yeah.
He'll have a long career and just jumping around from team to team. But I mean, maybe a change of scenery, like we've said for a while, for him is exactly what he needs, and he gets his career back on track.
Low key, Nelson has been in the league 9 years. He was 20. He was
has it been 9 years already?
First round pick in 2014.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I swear to God, I was the only Aguilar fan in the city.
No, I
was with you, bro.
I like the Aguilar pick.
I was the only Aguilar, and it was just year after year. I took so much.
Bro, I took a beating over Nelson. I had someone telling me that they need to fucking start Paul Turner and cut Nelson in the preseason of 2017.
Yeah, man. But ain't nobody say shit that Super Bowl run.
Yeah, right. So I was with my buddy in the bar the first game, and I'm like, you know what they need to do? They need to just throw a deep ball to like Nelson on like the first fucking play to get this going. Mm-hmm. Not 1, not 2, but the 3rd play of the fucking game.
Yeah. So irony is right now I'm looking at the Vikings depth chart. Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, KJ Osborne, The second wide receiver right behind Justin Jefferson, Jalen Reagor.
Really?
Isn't Osborne hurt?
But no. They do a 3 wide receiver set. So you forget who is the Rams OC that's there now? Kevin O'Connell?
Yeah.
Kevin O'Connell. So
Yeah.
it's going to be interesting to see. To answer my own question, the punt return touchdown at Green Bay. I think that's what that would probably be my finest Reagor moment. At least he got in because he didn't score 6 often. Right. I mean, if we look up his stats as an Eagle, how many touchdowns he has, I'm pretty sure it's 2. I can only remember that one touchdown.
I think he had 1 or 2 called back, though. I know he did.
Yeah.
He had the one against the 49ers called back because he stepped out of bounds. He should have had a touchdown against the Giants. We know what happened.
2 times.
Yeah, 2 times. I'll give him that touchdown that he had against the Raiders when he was triple covered. I still don't know how he made that play. Mind you, it was garbage time, but still, I'm like, wow. Actually, you know what? No. I'm sorry.
That wasn't that Greg Ward.
It was Jalen. But I forgot about the one play. Opening day against the Falcons.
Yeah, the 20-yard,
him a screen, and he just like Nate says, he's a yardier. He explodes on the sideline.
Man, he eats up yards fast.
Flew.
And you think about it, we probably didn't use him to the best of his ability to do that and try to get him.
They tried a lot of. Remember when he came here? They tried a lot of bubble screens. They tried to get the ball in his hand fast. They just weren't a good team at the time when and he was supposed to, like Aguilar, he was supposed to be the guy, like a main contributor, and he just didn't live up to the hype. And then you got the social media stuff, the mental stuff. Like these kids are different.
Social media.
His best friend died.
There was a lot of things there. But I mean, you're a professional athlete at this point, so you got to turn it on too.
And your dad was in the league, bro.
Yeah, he already knows. That's even more. Like he already knows. So just didn't work out. You know what I mean? I'm not sweating it.
Nah, you gotta wonder if like some of the early issues he had in the season, like if they went the other way, like what is it? The Niners catch, like if he stays in bounds, that's like 2 touchdowns in 2 games, like maybe he starts to build some momentum and he starts to be right mentally, he starts to feel good. Are we still saying Trey Jalen Reagor? Maybe he gets some momentum going, but I guess we'll never know.
Yeah.
I mean, good.
Ryan Swope asked a question. He's like, how much will the Eagles running backs, or how will the Eagles? I think he meant how will they use the running backs this year, not counting Hurts. How much will the running backs run and not run the ball because Hurts runs so much? I get what you're saying. From what I understand and from what I heard, I was listening to Merrill earlier today. Merrill said in an interview earlier today, he's like, the Eagles want to do a pass first offense. And with all the weapons they have, it doesn't surprise me at all. We know what Jeffrey Lurie wants from this team. He wants an air raid offense where they're just throwing deep balls and throwing the ball 24/7. Now, mind you, you have a good opponent where you can test that out against the Detroit Lions. However, they also can't run away from what made them successful last year. And mind you, you have Miles Sanders. It's like Nate likes to say. We just got Trey Sermon, so we'll see how that goes. He's basically our new Jordan Howard for anyone that hasn't really brushed up on him. That's the role that he's going to have this year. Kenny Gainwell coming into year 2. I mean, Boston Scott, you're not really going to see him unless we're going against the Giants. Then okay, play him the entire game. I'm fine with that. But
no, I mean, I echo that. And I think Jalen's going to be smarter this year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's not going to try to take as many chances running the ball and realizing the talent that he has and play smarter, not harder. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's a very good question because while we all want them to possibly throw the ball more, and you said pass first is probably there, and their moves throughout the offseason, as our poll question alluded to, is that they want to pass the ball.
Yep.
But at the same time, you can't abandon the success you had the back half of last season. You know what I mean? You have an offensive line. You have earth movers there. You know what I mean? So use them. It's just going to be fine too, man. It's got to be in the moment, making the right calls, hitting there, but you can't abandon it. And I don't think if Jalen stays under 30, 35 pass attempts a game, I'm happy.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
He doesn't. In my opinion, if he gets north for 35, I don't want to see.
It's trouble.
That's where you're going to start to see mistakes. Yeah.
If they can't run the ball effectively, this is a 500 team.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, absolutely.
Mhm.
Yes.
Mhm.
So I totally think that we're going to be an explosive offense in terms of passing the ball. However, because I see it, because ESP was talking about, it's like, oh, if he doesn't pass this amount, and I'm like, I don't give a shit. Like, I want more passing touchdowns. All right, I want more yards in the air. I completely understand that. However, they are an explosive running football team.
Yep.
You should still run the football. And guess what? I don't love running quarterbacks a lot, but I'm not going to take, like, if they do it well, I'm not going to take away from them. Like Lamar Jackson is a perfect example. His legs hinder him almost as much as they help him, but like, he's so explosive, you don't take that element away from this game. It's the same way with Jalen Hurts. Like, Jalen Hurts, efficiency-wise, was one of the best running quarterbacks in football last year, and it showed in the end zone. Like, I'm not going to take that away from him. Do I want him to run as often as he did last year? No. Like Pete said, I'd like him to make the smarter decisions in terms of the runs, as opposed to running when the first issue comes about. But there's still going to be a running team. You're just going to be more pass happy as opposed to last year where you're run happy. I just need a nice medium.
I think the splits will still be somewhat close. And Jimmy Cooper Jr. has been rocking with us tonight for a lot on Facebook. He says passing game is going to be on point because now Smitty is going to get those bubble screens instead of Reagor. I like that, but at the same time, I don't think the one common thread we heard throughout training camp and especially the joint practices, and why we don't put a lot of stock in joint practices between Cleveland and Miami. And don't get me wrong, Cleveland has Greedy Williams. I think Denzel Ward is out there. He was out there.
And Greg Newsome.
And then you had Xavier Howard, the kid that was from Dallas that went to Miami that sniffed us.
Byron Jones. Yeah.
Byron Jones. And you heard Devontae Smith is the best wide receiver on the field.
Mm-hmm.
He's taking this shit personal.
Yep.
This year.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I don't want to be DBs. And this is where I think going against Slay, Bradbury throughout the all training camp, every day in practice, this is going to make this kid tougher because we all know he can't just go put on 20 pounds. That's not going to happen.
He does look good, though. If you saw him in a recent interview, he does look good.
Right. So he may put on a little bit.
Devontae Smith.
But, you get that, and Nate knows this, he played, you get your body callus. You know what I mean? You get those body calluses, the football callus. That 180 may feel like 200. You feel what I'm saying? You may be able to take them hits. You know what I mean? So I expect a big year from him. It's crazy. I'm almost scared because I came into this offseason without really any expectations. Mm-hmm. And now I can't find, I'm like not down on this team at any point outside of the quarterback. And that's just not so much down. It's just like, you got to show it. It's like it's an uneasy feeling. It's like going to a restaurant for the first time. You eating some, I'll say like you going to an Indian restaurant for the first time and you see everything on that bitch got a pepper to it and it's spicy as shit. You don't know which one to try. You know what I'm saying? And you just like, oh, I like them. I like heat, but I don't know how it's going to sit. It's kind of one of those things where I look at Jalen Hurts and it's one of those things. And then can Nick Sirianni once again? So for you guys, before we get into the cut down to the 53 roster, for you guys, where, and then we'll top it to the third quarter and we'll pop a couple of reads so we got to pay some bills. What areas on this team right now? We are 10 days away from the start of the season.
Crazy.
10 days too long.
Crazy.
Concern you right now?
Nothing.
No,
that's not true. That's a lie. Punter.
Oh shit. No.
Yeah. I mean,
it's a crazy thing to be worried about is the punter.
Yeah.
I'm very worried about the punter.
Yeah. And Jimmy even said it. He's like, punter.
Yes, exactly.
Punter. My only question mark is safety, and not with the new guy we just got from New Orleans. But I'm still curious about Marcus Epps. Like I get that the coaches like him and they're confident in him, and he's put some weight on, and they said he's more physical this year. So we'll see. I mean, if he turns out to be a solid safety, then I'm happy about it. But I mean, that's really my only question mark is still the safety position, just because of the Marcus Epps factor. I don't know what he is necessarily in a full-time role.
Okay. Nate?
Quarterback.
Okay.
I was going to go there too.
Yeah, I'm still on the quarterback, man.
So I'm still on that ass.
Yeah, man. Like I never wavered. I've never been a Jalen Hurts fan. I was a big hater, actually, to be real with you.
I'm on the bandwagon.
And I didn't really move on the bandwagon. You know what it was? When people started to notice that he really wasn't that good before we started the running ball, that's when like I started to kind of like him, because they were putting him in bad situations. I thought they weren't helping him out, but I liked the fact that he just kept grinding.
Yep.
You know what I mean? He just kept grinding and just kept working and just kept working, 10 toes down, just kept working and kept working. So I kind of started to get like a little admiration, a little respect for the work he was putting in. But at the end of the day, it's just arm talent.
Yep.
Right? It's just arm talent at the end of the day. And I don't know, it's that old adage, right? Talent versus work.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm a believer that you can work your ass off to be great.
Right.
But I don't think you can outwork just raw talent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially talent that works.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like you can outwork somebody, right? But if they have talent and they put the work in, I don't know if you can just outwork that, because eventually that talent is just going to always show up.
Right. I think the perfect example of that right now within the last 5 years is Giannis. Giannis came into the league lanky as shit, athletic as shit. He had the raw skill, and then he just filled into it, and he just outworked. And the talent was here, and the potential and the work ethic, it just meant to it. And that's where. But for Hurts, he says he's that employee who you're going to give every chance to, because every time you corner him or you challenge him with something, all his character shines through. Like I went back, Tampa Bay game, postseason. My offseason starts tomorrow. My third year starts tomorrow. Like we've never had a quarterback who was this open about leadership, who had all these leader qualities. This is what we wanted to see from Carson. This is what we wanted to see from 5. You feel what I'm saying? Like if 5 and Carson had that, different story. But at the same time, Hurts isn't as talented as 5 and Carson. You feel what I'm saying? Especially when it comes to the arm. So, but he's going to be given every chance. He's winning me over, not so much on the field, but just in his. I think he's just a try hard. Yep. He's that blue collar. You feel what I'm saying? That's just he's gonna do everything. But like Marcus said, Pro Fan Talk, who was on before us, who was rocking with us a little bit last week, he said this is the first time in Jalen's career. Remember that Jalen's career, he's coming into a season with the same offensive system. I don't know what now he's gonna know where to go with the ball. I think that's what made Drew Brees and Sean Payton so potent. Drew knew where to go with the ball. He knew where places were going to be. Yep. So when you have that, then you're already, I won't say you're ahead of the game. It makes it easier to execute. It takes the guesswork out of it, where you can just kind of be, boom, you know where you're going to go. Here it is. And that could take some of the pressure off of those throws. Will he be put in situations to where he's going to be in the barn burner? It's going to get hot? Of course. We got to see we got to see how he does. Go ahead, PY. What you got to say?
So 2 things. One, that's a good. The Jalen having the same coordinator for the first time since high school is a great point. I look at Carson Wentz when it comes to that. Carson Wentz was a little shaky second year. He had another continuous year to work off what he worked on with his coordinators his first year, and he blew up in year 2. What happens in year 3 where he doesn't have that same coordinator? Shit goes all up and down.
Yep. And
second point is the most important point. Can Jalen Hurts projectile vomit farther than Donovan McNabb? That's something I'm really worried about. I just want to know. I'm asking the right questions.
What was the question?
Can he projectile vomit farther than Donovan McNabb? This is going to determine if he's a franchise quarterback or not. I'm just asking.
If he does it in the Super Bowl, I'm happy. I don't give a fuck.
All right, history repeats itself.
At that point, I don't think he'll definitely do that. I mean, this.
Yeah.
He has the butterflies, he has the nerves, but this on the outside, he just doesn't show it. Right. And he just wants to win. I think he wants to win, and I think even he knows it's like he can't walk into that locker room, he can't walk into that huddle, and then from last year compared to this year and say, "Fuck, if I ain't this is Alabama all over again, almost." Right. So honestly, this is Alabama. It's obviously the NFL is a different beast, but you damn near you can't look at a real weakness on the offense.
No,
outside of himself.
Yep.
I mean, even listen, we don't know what's Kelsey. Has been a quiet week for Kelsey and his status. As we heard, Dillard broke his arm today. Should be ready, but when we talk about Kelsey, haven't heard nothing. 10 days away. Is he going to be ready? I think Cam Jurgens showed me enough, though. Okay, I'm confident rocking with him in week 1 against the Lions if we have to. If we have to. Week 2, maybe, because I don't think the Vikings have a notable nose tackle that I could think of.
No.
But
there's a lot of money on the Detroit Lions. I'll just tell you that.
There is.
What's the line for that game right now, Nate?
It was 4.5. I think it's almost down at 3 in certain shops.
Wow.
There's a lot of money.
That's that Hard Knocks talking, though, bro.
That's exactly what that is.
That's exactly what that is.
That's that Hard Knocks talking.
That's the Hard Knocks bullshit.
Detroit was scrappy last year. They lost a lot of, they lost some close games. You don't forget about the whole Hutchinson, Michael Jackson thing. So that went viral.
Yeah. Yep.
You know what I mean? They're an improved team. I mean, are they as good as the Eagles? Hell no. They're still the Detroit Lions.
Goff is still their quarterback.
Yeah, Jared. Goff.
He's all right. Yeah, he's all right.
I mean,
but no, it's an interesting dynamic that they are there's money on the dog. So there's a money on the dog, and you talk to some people, they're like, I wouldn't. Detroit beating the Eagles wouldn't surprise them. It would surprise me, but Detroit winning that game on the road at home, big season ahead. They're looking to be re-ramped and make some noise. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that Detroit is the right bet in that spot. I'm not saying that at all, but I just find it interesting that they're almost close to a pick. And that would mean that these teams are even on neutral field. So
they're just buying into the bullshit. Like
it's that. I think it's that, Pete, but I also think it's the human nature of people now. We were kind of on the Eagles as far as, okay, just after the draft, coming into training camp, after the A.J. Brown trade, like we have a shot. But now the Eagles are a national fucking darling. The Eagles are a team that, because with Jalen Hurts, he's such a likable dude, and that's the face of your team, it's different. Like, people weren't sold on Carson. Carson was very divisive, not just here, but on a national level, where now it's the Eagles this, Eagles dark horse for the Super Bowl, Eagles NFC East. They crowning us before we do anything. So I think it's some pushback from that to say, hey, they may be feeling themselves a little bit. So they may roll into week 1 really not that prepared. They feeling themselves and they think Detroit going to be a pushover. I think that's where that money is. Was the over under probably 48, Nate? Does that sound somewhat accurate?
Let's see. I just had it up.
48, 49?
48.5. Nice job.
Yeah.
I think everyone who is like obsessing over the Lions game, it's all the old guys who love practicing for 4 hours a day and like, look, see what the Lions are doing. Look how hard they're practicing. That shows they're gonna win week 1. They're ready. They're football tough. And meanwhile, the Eagles are gonna kick their dicks in the dirt by 40 fucking points. Fuck you, Angelo Cataldi.
PY, man, you're my guy, man. I fuck with you, bro.
Nate's the only one who defends me.
It's like, because we want you on our side. We rather you be with us than against us, because you just cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, bro.
No, you're just
no shit.
You're an Eagles fan. You're just an Eagles fan, and you have no filter whatsoever.
Not in the fucking slightest.
Yeah, and it's perfect, right? Your background looks like you're at your grandma's house, in front in the living room. No filter, just perfect.
That's because that chair is literally from my grandfather's house. He didn't want it no more. I'm like, fuck it, I'll take it.
Yeah, no filter whatsoever, man.
Probably said it just like that too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, fuck it, Grandpa, I'll take it.
Yeah, all right.
But no, so Jake, let's pay some bills real quick. We'll get into third quarter.
What do we
Who
got?
we got sponsoring us tonight?
The Lions beat the shit out of us in that chair.
Let's see. Our other sponsor is FanUp. FanUp is the best way to enjoy fantasy sports, daily NFL contests, and more. Win great prizes. Sign up today. Use promo code A2D for 5,000 bonus points, a $50 value. Again, the promo code is A2D for 5,000 bonus points, a $50 value.
All right. Oh, shit. So, 53-man roster. Any shot cuts for you? Anything that you would do different? Anybody who... I mean, I was kind of shocked the Carson Strong experiment didn't work out at some point.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. From what I heard, they said he was bad. They said he was bad.
I thought they were going to. I honestly just figured it's like, okay, the knees bothering them. They can't play him. They're gonna IR him for the year. As they usually do with their undrafted free agent guy they're usually in love with. But no, he just sucked.
Yeah.
Do you know how bad you suck to where they're like, Reed's the net, you're going on the practice squad. Ian Brock, who the fuck is Ian Brock? You're going on the 53.
Yeah.
I think did he get claimed to the 53 or did he get back to the squad?
No,
he got
53.
claimed to 53. Yep.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
it's just and you pay what the highest guarantee
250,000
for UDFA ever. So
I mean, I understand it. Like he was a top 100 pick. Like that's what people believed in him to be. Not to mention, like he was like the second or third quarterback that people like were clamoring the table for. Like there was a high draft process on this kid.
Yeah, he wasn't a scrub in Nevada.
The NFL hit different, bro.
Not for long.
Yeah, those knees hit differently.
It's just one of those things. I mean, a lot of the guys that got cut that I was shocked by all got back, brought back on the practice squad.
Exactly.
I mean,
which is also insane.
Which is
also
brilliant.
Crazy.
Getting Davion Taylor, and you got fucking Harris to fucking agree to be on your practice squad.
Yeah, just in case.
Well, he's not gonna start, but like I think he's gonna be their third safety. In my opinion, with Blankenship being their fourth, I think they're gonna cut Wallace by the time the season starts.
He could be a special teams player too.
He could be, yeah.
Who, Blankenship?
Yeah, I don't think anything shocked me.
No.
You know what I mean? I don't. I think the Harris move looked like what it did. They had something up their sleeve that they knew they were going to get. I mean, if any of them, that would have been it. Everybody else kind of made sense. I don't think anybody kind of shocking was on that.
Yeah, not like a big wow factor.
How about them trying to get Kellen Mond?
Yeah, I did see that.
I honestly wish that would have happened because I don't know how Chris Sims would have handled it.
Well, they what do you call it? Yeah, they like developing quarterbacks. That's one thing they pride themselves on, along with offensive linemen. Yep, that
because
lineman.
When you have that thought process, Jake, you really see like even when our quarterback performance is bad, it's not as bad as the worst shit in the league. And I think that's what kind of Howie's goal is. It's like we can't have the worst QBs in the league. We ain't out this bitch looking shacked and a fool or shit like that. You feel what I'm saying? So when we traded Reagor, I was interested in like, okay, so the roster cut down came. Reagor wasn't traded yet. I'm like, where is this? Like, what are we doing? Right. He gets traded. That left us an empty spot. Lo and behold, we get word today, the Eagles have claimed Trey Sermon off of waivers. Same person that they tried to trade for last week. When we talk about things just go right, things just go right.
Fall in your lap, yep.
So I didn't watch that much of Trey Sermon. I know he was in Oklahoma with Kennedy Brooks and then went to Ohio State, but he's somewhat of a bigger back. So definitely a change of pace, but somebody that you could plug right on the 53 and give somebody a shot, especially with Sandal Boy possibly not being ready for week one.
You see how fast his ass got back on practice when they made that trade.
He's like, oh shit.
flip them Nike checks right off and put them cleats on.
So speaking of Reagor, so they brought their I think Kaplan or whoever it was talking about it to where they had initiated trades with the Packers. Now that's an interesting one because they kind of need some wide receiver depth. What do you think? What do you think a trade to the Packers would have looked like? Anything better, or do you think this was like the best deal?
I think probably it's the same, give or take.
Aaron Rodgers would have ate Jalen Reagor alive.
He really would.
He's eating all those motherfuckers up. Well, he would have been doing like coding and whatever the fuck he's doing while he's playing right now. So
ashwagandha. The ashwagandha.
Was he eating like smoking mushrooms while he's like in the playoffs now? I don't know what his deal is right now.
I think Rodgers got a tattoo that nobody knows what the fuck it means.
Nobody knows what that is. I have no clue what
it probably says I do crack.
Also,
it would surprise me.
Side note, Nate, I fuck with your cat. Your cat doesn't care at all. I love your cat.
That's why I don't like cats. Give zero fucks, bro.
No, cats don't give a shit.
Yeah, man.
Cats will try and push you down a flight of stairs and be like, what was your fucking problem, man? You were in my way.
You're in my way, yeah.
Also, while you're dying on the floor, please give me attention.
I don't know what his deal is, man.
What's the cat's name again?
Nike.
Nike.
I like it.
Where's his Nike?
He really living by that, and he just doing this shit, bro.
Yo, bro, he does it all the time.
Yes, Jimmy. I think he's gonna get playing time. I think he's probably.
I think he's gonna start.
He's
gonna start.
I think he's gonna start.
Yeah,
he's gonna start
like right away, or do you think he?
No, not right away.
Like just eventually.
But
I don't think so.
I think he'll start.
Yeah,
I think you need to go watch some Trey Sermon tape because that is not that same guy at Oklahoma and Ohio State.
Yeah.
No, he's the same guy. He just wasn't a good scheme fit.
I don't
San Francisco.
I don't think he's run with this type of offensive line though.
Yeah,
I mean, don't get me wrong. San Fran's offensive line, I like it. I mean, but the bookends is really Trent Williams.
Yeah.
Across the five, I like. I'll take our offensive line over there.
Not like this line.
But I think it's a little sus because the Shanahan run scheme is one of the most friendly run schemes in football. And if you can't run within that system, that makes me a little sus. Just a little bit.
Well, no, because in his scheme, he requires his running backs to run sideline to sideline. And Trey Sermon, that's not the kind of running back he is.
That's not Trey Sermon's gig.
Yeah,
that's
not the running back that he is. So I think this is a perfect fit, in my opinion, for Trey Sermon. Now, again, could he start eventually, like Nate said? Yeah, I mean, he's young. He just got drafted last year in the 3rd round, so he's under contract for a couple of years. So that kind of leads me to believe to where, and this is why I love Howie this offseason, he has a cushion to where it's like, all right, well, if Miles doesn't work out this year, I have Trey Sermon to fall back on.
Imagine if he hits.
I think he will. With this offensive line, I think he will.
Yeah, that's the key. When this offensive line is catered a little bit, and the offensive run scheme is catered a little bit different than San Fran. This is more of a north to south.
Right.
Get behind your big son bitches and go.
Between the tackles, yep.
Right, no misdirection, not trying to stretch you one way and go the other way. This is just kind of just hit you in the mouth, push you back, and go. You know what I mean? Now, Sermon's vision isn't the best, but what was that, Nate?
So you said he came out last year?
Yep.
Yeah.
2021 3rd round pick.
How many running backs went ahead of him? You know?
Let me see.
Stand by, fam.
Where's Chuck when you need him?
Yeah, right. He would know.
He has his name tattooed on his arm. Let's be real.
Let's see. So, Javonte Williams. So the top 10, Javonte Williams, Najee Harris. Or no. I'm sorry.
It was Najee first, wasn't it?
It was Travis Etienne, Najee Harris, Javonte Williams, Michael Carter. Oh wait, no, this isn't it. I'm sorry. Sorry. It's just a ranking thing. Where is the draft board?
So Najee was 24th overall. Yeah. Travis was 25th. Javonte was 35th pick in the 2nd round, and then it was Trey Sermon. So only 3 backs went ahead of him.
Okay.
So
it's in that draft.
Yeah. I don't know. It's weird, but I think Elijah Mitchell came out of nowhere.
He was ranked 12. He was ranked 12. He was behind Gainwell. He was so day one starters was Harris, ETN, Carter, Javonte Williams, and then under system players they had Jarrett Patterson, Jamar Jefferson, Chuba Hubbard, Kenneth Gainwell, Hawkins, Elijah Mitchell, Pookie Williams, and then Trey Sermon. And so it looks like he's on the back tail end of running backs.
Yeah.
That he needs to fit a system. So he's a strong runner as a natural pass catcher. So
right.
I don't know too much about him. It's just it's obviously exciting that he's coming from that 49ers backfield. So
yeah.
Right. I mean, it's something decent. It's better than what you had as far as your depth there. I mean, Adam is right now. He's sitting at the fourth running back. Who knows what can happen there? But I mean, you were going to trade for him. You were going to give up an asset to get him. And
free.
I think what concerns me more is the fact that he cleared waivers until the Eagles spot, because I don't know where the Eagles were at on the waivers. Like how high?
18 or 19, yeah.
Okay, so 17 teams didn't want him. That's a little concerning, but at the same time, it's like what do you? If we have to call his number, that really means Sam LeBoy kind of fucked up.
Well, either that or he got hurt again, which is also possible. And like Nate said in our group chat, he's probably pissed.
Continue to kill that guy.
As soon as he comes in the parking lot, I'm popping his tires.
I want the man to do well.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
I just like talking shit about him because he talks a lot of shit himself.
Yes.
That's
the problem.
My issue with Sanders is that he runs his mouth and he just doesn't produce. Like,
if the fam could see the DMs that Miles Sanders sent us over the years, you could. Nah.
Yeah.
I didn't have the same amount of.
I think he said something about me. He said, "Yeah, you look like you didn't play varsity football."
Yeah, he's like, he looks like none of you guys played football. I'm like, okay,
it's all right. It's all right, Miles.
It's all good.
It's okay, Miles. We had the same amount of touchdowns last year, bro.
You can come on the show. So
yeah. It's always it's an open door, man.
But he'll probably fumble the mic, so it's all good.
Nah. I think
he's more likely to trip over the mic and get hurt.
True, that is true.
Fumble it.
Miles will be all right. We'll see.
He'll be fine.
We'll see if he shows up, and if he shows up, hey, I'll take it.
Yeah, more power to you. I hope he shows up.
I hope he shows up too.
Chuck thinks we want him to fail, and I'm like, no. Like, if he succeeds, it means we had a really good season. If Miles Sanders has a Pro Bowl caliber season, we probably won a lot of games. We probably won a playoff game or two.
Yep. Chuck's doesn't like the double standard, how you play both sides.
Yeah,
right. That's what Chuck doesn't like. He's like,
well, I'm an asshole. That's what I do.
Pick a side, stay on one side, and just pick a side and
stay in your lane.
Yeah,
I'm a Jalen Hurts hater wearing a Jalen Hurts jersey. Okay, I don't have sides. I have whatever fucking fits my narrative.
That's why you're an Eagles fan. I said it before. A very typical Eagles fan.
Pete the Hedge Young. There we go.
Always hedge your bets, folks.
Now, and Kayvon Thompson says 5 yards to carry, not producing. For us, when we say not producing, it's producing on a consistent level.
Yeah.
Being available.
And that's the key. That's the key.
He was drafted in the second round to be a Pro Bowl caliber running back. Mm-hmm. He has not shown to be a Pro Bowl level running back in the last 2 years.
Right.
Well, he hasn't played. He just hasn't played on the same level since his rookie year. That's the issue.
Also, if he is that style of guy, we should massively have missed his presence when he was gone. And yet, when we had fucking Jordan Howard and Boston Scott, it was like nothing
better.
Yeah, right. Nothing happened. Nothing changed.
Nope.
Except for touchdowns in the end zone.
Less flashy, less explosive, but just more efficient.
Yep.
Yep.
More efficient. And that's kind of where it's at. No, I think even when Sanders was the topic for the poll question 1 week, we all said his talent is there. Like, he's the most explosive. That's why he's on the team. It's just his availability just isn't there. His availability isn't there. Ryan Swope, he poses a good question. Am I right or wrong? Howie seems to only pick a great linebacker if he drops into the mid rounds, parentheses, Nakobe Dean, but not so much draft LBs early on. This is not news, Ryan. He just doesn't value linebackers. He values other positions with premium picks more than linebackers. That's it.
And that's been the history even before Howie got here. So
I'll be in the minority. I don't think linebackers are the game changers that people think they do. Not like they used to be. Like how rarely is a linebacker a Super Bowl MVP? Like other than like Von Miller in the last like 20 years.
I mean, Kuechly was a
Kuechly was awesome, but like how many times is a team picking a linebacker in the first 10 picks and it works for them?
Not now.
Yeah, and in terms of like Howie, like it's not even a Howie pick. Like if you watch me and Jake do our shows, what did I say from day fucking one? They're not fucking picking the linebacker in the first round. Howie doesn't do it. The fucking Eagles as a franchise don't do it. They haven't picked a linebacker in the first round since 1979.
Mm-hmm. Now you just sound like a dial radio caller right now.
I do, but it's just factual statements. Like they don't believe in it. Like it's not something they like to build through the trenches. They like offensive linemen. Right. You know, that's their bread and butter, and that's what they're not going to change. They're going to stick to it. They got their first round. There you go.
Right on cue.
Yeah.
Right on cue.
Gotta love Wilson.
Jimmy Cooper Jr. says, and we'll get into no huddle in a bit, might need a fullback for Miles. This is my thing. 5 yards to carry, but this is also, I think he's 3.1 or 3.2 yards to carry before being touched. This shows you how good the offensive line is. So that's really getting another 1.8 yards on his own.
Right.
I mean, a fullback, would that unleash him to possibly take it to the house? Maybe, but this offensive line, we've seen it. Like Jake said, I don't think it's so much the numbers, but when you saw him go out and how efficient Gainwell was and how it was, then moving the sticks and moving the pile, I don't think that's it. It's just he just needs to – vision needs to be better, but hey, he needs to – like, you ever heard of a hamstring transplant? I mean, you can get knee transplants.
Yeah,
His
right.
vision needs to be hamstrings, bro.
Yeah.
Just go to the open hole. Like he does this all the time where it's just like it's right there. Like just
he dances
1 yard. You just need to move 1 yard up and he'll pull that LaShawn McCoy bullshit that used to drive me crazy and cut to the outside and then you lose 3 yards. Like what the fuck's going on, man? Come on.
But I think there was some truth in what Marcus said for Pro Fan Talk last week is that get Jalen under the center and give him a head start. Just running from the shotgun shit. That's just, I don't think that's his best forte.
No.
But, you know, I'm not a running back, and the running back specialist that we have is on vacation this week, celebrating his second birthday. So, anything else, fam, before we get into no huddle?
I don't think so.
Okay. So let's get into no huddle. I'm scared to do this, but what topic do we want to talk about today? What is this? What is on your mind? Non-sports related. It could be TV. It could be fashion.
Ooh.
I like the shirt that Nate has on. I didn't see the Dope Dad part. I was just looking at Dope, the movie Dope. That was a good movie with the pop.
Or is it Nope?
No, Nope was all right. It's just the hype was there.
Yeah.
Nate, are you with us? Are you frozen?
I think he's frozen.
I think he's frozen. Okay.
Gotcha, bitch. I'm back.
Cat's like, all right.
I'm trying to think. I was trying to hold that shit forever.
You did pretty good.
Pretty good.
Mannequin challenge, bitch.
Yeah, right.
I think I'm gonna end up leaving early tonight. I gotta go to the doctors in the morning. So
all right, Pete.
Good night, everybody.
Take care, man. Everything goes well.
See you, man. No, I don't got nothing. I don't think anything's really. Oh, I guess the only thing going on right now is that everybody's crying right now about this Pittsburgh and West Virginia game. Everybody. I didn't bet it. I don't really bet Thursday game.
I didn't touch it.
Everybody bet the under on this bitch. Everybody bet the under. Oh, Pickett's gone. This guy's gone. This is going to be, get back to the maybe the older Pittsburgh style. I don't know. There's a lot of things that were going on, but every bet I saw from everybody out there, from recreational, sharp bettors, everybody was on the under. Vegas cleaned up on that game.
Yeah.
Oh my God, did they clean up on that game?
Yeah, look, Pitt just scored again, 37-31.
Oh, did they score?
Yeah. Interception too.
Oh wow.
38-31 now.
Pick six. Ew.
38.
That's crazy.
That's a fun game.
Wilson says he took the under. Fuck me.
This is what bettors have to understand. And if you're, Wilson's not a recreational bettor. He does bet on the regular. So I wouldn't put Wilson in this category. But the market is so saturated with so many people who can bet from their phones.
Yeah.
Yes.
When you're watching the money move, you have to be very careful to understand, is that really professional or sharp money? When I say sharp money, I mean the syndicates, the professionals, the big money. I'm talking about 50 grand, 100 grand bets. Bet money that will move the line a certain way. You have to be very careful when you watch the line nowadays, because there's so much action from the public. You don't really know as much as you did before if it's sharp money or if it's public money. Key things to look for. A lot of sharps like to get early look-ahead lines. So when you see the line move really fast in the beginning, that's more likely probably sharp money. And then you'll see the line fluctuate the day of the game, and you'll see that, and that's probably sharp money. That's the typical way it does. But there's so much action. And I mean, even the black market, even like people who use Bookmans or use offshore accounts and stuff like that, all of it is shifting the line, man. So Vegas cleaned up today on that one, but you saw, like, you got stuck because you went to your favorite handicapper, you went to your favorite influencer,
right?
You went to your favorite person who talks about bets, and they all said the same thing probably, and you were on the same thing, and it's just a snowball effect. So got to be super careful about that. Make sure you tune in on Sundays on Money Pot, because we break all that shit down on how to really look at the line and see that. So if you haven't, make sure you go to Money Pot Podcast. We break all that shit down and kind of look and read between the lines. And we teach you how to bet. Like, we teach you how to invest into gambling, right? Not just bet and just be a regular gambler and just say, shit, this is how this is what I got. How to learn how to invest in and use it as a tool, as a side hustle. Some people got bankrolls that really make that shit pop. Other people got bankrolls that, hey, I need to scratch that itch. So, I want to make sure I win, man. But yeah, that's the only big thing that I saw today, because I mean, this shit is clearly over. 69 points in this goddamn game.
What was the original under?
It opened, I think, at like 53, 54. It got bet down almost 50.5.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Almost bet down to 50.5, and it was way off. 69 points. And West Virginia still has the ball about to drive. You know what I mean?
That's crazy. That's going to be my next question. When the saturated market like that, Don, this guy with the Dan Campbell, with it being so saturated like that, what you being a resource, everybody check in Money Pot Podcast on Sunday mornings. I think 10 to 10:30 you go off.
10:30.
10:30.
Yeah,
to kind of just learn. Like, that's the first I've ever heard investing in gambling, not just out there to get hot, go on the street, but to really use it in a way so you can read through the weeds and figure out exactly what this line is. Now, even me being a no-vice gambler, if I see that line drop to 50.5 today, chances are I probably would have banged the over, but I got to get off the blackjack, the live dealer blackjack. Be stinging up.
Here's the way I relate it. I can teach you gambling like somebody taught you how to invest in stocks. That's the way I look at it. You just got to use the same words and change the way we say things. Like you said, Like investing in gambling. What the fuck is that?
Right.
What do you think stocks was?
Yeah,
You know what I
that's
mean?
true.
What do you think stocks was? You can lose it all in stocks. Now we
Mhm.
saw a little bit different when that shit was running, but a lot of motherfuckers have lost a lot of money in stocks right now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And still losing, right?
Yeah.
Still losing because they don't know how to read the market. It's the same thing with gambling. Got to
Yeah,
understand how
definitely.
to read the market. That's what we talk about.
Definitely. So, fam, before we get up out of here, I just want to give a shout out to Serena Williams last night, advanced to the third round.
Yeah, speaking about money, I lost that bet.
Shit.
Well, she wasn't supposed to win that shit.
Now,
No.
I didn't know she took out the 2 seed. I'm like, she took out the 2 seed.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
was not supposed to win it, but when they show, I hate when they fucking show the stat that is so telling in the betting. She was 40-0 in the first 2 rounds of the U.S. Opens.
Yeah.
If I would have knew that,
You want to bet?
but she was. I thought the line was short for the second person in the world.
Mm.
You know, so, but good. No, I loved it. I watched it. It was good for her. You know, there was a lot of people in that crowd.
A lot of A-list.
I couldn't imagine being in that arena watching her play. That would probably be insane to see.
Tiger lost his mind. Did you see that?
Yeah, he was
Went
going
nuts.
nuts. Yeah, he was
Went
going
nuts.
nuts. I mean, you're watching a living legend, and the fact that, you know, she's 40, and she beat somebody who was 26. I mean, it's you're watching him. You're watching Michael. You're watching Jordan.
You watch like it's this is killer. When it comes to killer instinct, it's Mike, Tom Brady, Tiger, Kobe, and Serena. That's my Mount Rushmore. Like, they don't give a shit who you are. They get up, they smell blood in the water. They're gonna go get it.
Mm-hmm.
God damn you, Don. Hey man, the bet looked good. I thought about Serena. I really did. I looked at it. I made a small parlay I put on Twitter. I thought about switching it to Serena, and I was like, And when you watched her play, she can't move for shit nowadays.
Not now, no.
You know what I mean? Like nowadays, she can't move. Like some of the movement was back on certain things that she wanted to get to. But if you watch that second set that she had, which I think she got was like 6-0, like the other girl just like she just found the spot where Serena couldn't get to fast enough, and that was it.
Bro,
you know, here it's over that first round and she's gassed. But
yeah,
you know,
once she had the baby, bro, her pelvis changed. You know, the pelvis changed. It don't go back.
Yeah,
like
but
you can't. Your hips can't go back into that spot. Not the way they was before you had the baby.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
but she still can overpower people though.
Oh yeah, and that's the thing. What's her line? Have you looked at her line for her next matchup?
No, I know she had doubles today. I think last I checked they were losing.
Her and Venus.
Yeah, her and Venus was on doubles today. So yeah, but I think they said she's got a couple of days off before she's back. But you know, yeah, they actually lost. Zena and Venus out. They lost 7-6, 6-4 in doubles.
And you know the person.
See, that's what I'm saying. They lost to a 17-year-old. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like so up and down.
Yeah.
You know, I hope she's got some magic left. I hope she's got some run left.
How many rounds is it typically to get to like the quarterfinals? Is it 4 rounds to get to the quarterfinals?
It's like 3. I think it's like 3 more rounds at least.
Yeah, she ain't got. Oh man, listen, I don't want to be the one to take her out. You feel what I'm saying? But as a player, just sitting on the other side across the net is probably somebody that you looked up to. You know what I mean? That she was your inspiration. It's almost like beating Tiger on 18. You know what I mean? Like, you know, he ain't it, or beating MJ. It's like when Penny stole the ball from MJ in '95. But the thing is, Mike set the league on fire for the next 3 years after that. That's not gonna happen this time. She's not gonna jump into the fountain of youth. It's amazing, man. It's amazing to live through this era to where you see outside of this, my number getting older, being 40 now. When you start to see people's whole careers, when they come into the league, they reach that point, and then they start to decline and retire. That's when you know you fucking old.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? That's when you know it's like, shit. I'd have been walking on this earth a many day. Like, it's, you know what I mean? I done seen Kobe come in, retire. Seen Shaq come in, retire. I mean, the craziest shit right now is Pujols. Like I remember Pujols when he first started, and this dude is still going.
Yeah, he'll get over. I was looking for a bet a while ago for him to hit over 700, but I couldn't find it.
He'll get it.
He'll hit 700.
Is he 6 away?
6 away.
6 away, and I think there's like
I think
30 something games left.
Yeah,
yeah the league's gonna want him to get it. Somebody will toss it up to him.
I think he gets there. So just real quick before we get out of here, Serena Williams right now, I think she was like plus 4,500. She is now dropped to plus 1,200 to win the U.S. Open.
Wow.
And it's a mixed bag because the number one got put out, but Coco is at plus 10-1. Nadal still out there, but I'm not sure what that abdominal issue he had. Not sure how good he's going.
Is Novak playing on the men's side?
Novak
Djokovic?
No, he couldn't play because of
he's a beast on the on this asphalt.
I mean, he's a GOAT too, but he's not playing because of COVID vaccine. Okay. He's not vaccinated.
Okay, and
they're playing in New York. So right now, just to give you an update, Serena Williams is now favorite minus 170 in her next match. She's not
breaking her way. It's breaking her way.
She's not facing anybody ranked. So
wow, she's breaking her way.
Yeah, man.
Definitely before we get out of here, quick Donovan Mitchell to the Cavs. Quick thoughts.
Cavs are gonna be good.
Yeah, gonna be solid.
They're gonna be good. They're deep. They got a star to go with that young team.
Yep.
So it'll be really interesting though if Bron goes back to Cleveland in the next couple of years.
Yeah,
if Bron and Bronny, yeah.
He's always hinted at that. So it'd be interesting if Cleveland's still relevant, and then you get to bring back LeBron and Bron.
One more run.
Act 3.
Yeah.
Act 3.
Yeah.
I don't know. Now people, I like the Cavs. Somebody said the Sixers got a lot of work. Well, a friend of mine was like, the Sixers got a lot of work to do. I was like, maybe not this year. Maybe in 2 to 3 years.
2 to 3, yeah.
But for this year, no. The Cavs, they stepped up, but I still think they're the fourth or fifth best team in the conference.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely made the East stronger though.
Oh, East, for sure.
East and the Wizards are stupid. The Wizards are stupid for keeping Bill now. Like it's just they're really in purgatory.
Oh, they're stuck. They're stuck.
Yeah. That's stuff. But fam, thank you for rocking with us. It's another Thursday night, Birds of a Feather. Make sure you catch Nate on Sunday, Money Pop Podcast. No shows tomorrow. Saturday. Do we have any? Saturday we got In This Very Ring. I don't know if they're doing a special because WWE is having a lot of wrestling this weekend. Yeah. Over there in Cardiff, Wales. You got AEW All Out. And you already know the gambit of shows. You can catch A2D on all platforms where you can stream your digital podcast. And man, thank you, man. Anything else for the fan before we get up out of here?
No, sir. Take my ass to bed.
Yeah.
Shout out to Nike the Cat. But all right, people, be easy. We holler at you next week. Open at night next Thursday.
Yes, sir.
Let's go.
Yes, sir. All right, let's go.
Later, guys.